Okay, I'm going to try to explain this a little bit better. Transmutation, the action of changing, or the state of being changed into another form. The transmutation of the political economy of the post-war years was complete. Physics, the changing of one element into another by radioactive decay, nuclear bombardment, or similar process. This is the path they're going to choose. Biological, the conversion of transformation of one species into another. They're also using this one and they want to move into transhumanism. That is not the way either. The supposed alchemical process of changing base metals into gold. We're talking philosopher's stone here. So you must become gold, heart of gold. We've gone through that with the chakras. Okay, let's look at some images of what transmutation is. Wow, well look at that. What do we get? You pile everything into one. The lesser elements are burnt away. All this is burnt away. And you're left with the essence. There are different ways of doing this. You have to have the four elements: earth, air, water, and fire. And out of that, you get spirit, the spiritual transformation and purification. This is what's going down. And don't think of it as the oneness. The only thing one about it is everything that is not part of you when you were born in your mother's womb is gone. It's literally like becoming his children. You will be very innocent, pure, passive. I guess the question is going to boil down to, in the human race, are you a good witch or are you a bad witch? Right? What happens to the bad witches? The house falls on them. The house of the zodiac is going to fall on them. Wicked Witch of the West. And what destroys the other one? Water. Okay? So think about what I'm telling you. They've been showing it to us all along. Here it is in symbology form. And they make it look bad, right? They show you all these weird images. That's just what alchemy does. I see it more like this. That's why we need our circles back. See the circles within the circles within the circles. And you're going to be broken down to your purest form. The good will become even better. The bad will become even worse. The wicked will become more wicked. The good ones will purify themselves through transmutation. And it's happening to us in the earth signs predominantly. Everybody will be affected. But in the earth signs predominantly, because it's a transmutation of the whole planet. Is that helping at all? And do you notice how much these symbols remind you of the zodiac? And when you look at them, you see the Mars. You just see all the symbols are there. It's telling you, I'm telling you, it's happening on a galactic scale. Now, I refer to this as when I first started understanding that something was happening. It was revealed to me in a way of a kind of Kundalini event in the solar system. It's coming from outside the solar system. It's coming from the zodiac. It's coming from the constellations. And so when it comes in from the outside, it's going to hit Pluto first, right? Subconscious mind, symbols, the soul. And it's going to work its way in through the planets. All the planets are waking up. You people that are worried about your mates or friends or family that are not waking up, oh, they're going to. Sorry about that, but on cue, every time I sit down to make a video, my dog's going to freak out. Okay, so the good people are going to get better and purify themselves and be able to walk in this next stage. The rest of them are going to crash and burn. Here's the key. There are good people not waking up. What do we do about that? Nothing. It's not their time. When you wake somebody up before it's their time to wake up, they're not prepared, they're not ready, they're going to crash and burn right now. I've done it. I've done it to my husband. I thought, he needs to know this. I'm going to wake him up. So I woke him up, and he did. He crashed and burned. It destroyed our marriage. It accomplished nothing. And had I just left him alone in his own time, because I knew he was a good person at heart, but because I woke him up too soon and he crashed and burned, he turned on me like a rabid dog. Okay? And this has happened to me a couple of times, so I don't add my channel and I don't shove it down anybody's throat. Each of us are at a different level spiritually. Those of us who see this and are waking up can move forward. And we'll be the ones helping those that do crash and burn when it actually goes down. They're going to come to you and they're going to say, hey, you tried to tell me about this, but I didn't listen. Will you tell me now? Well, you can only tell them if you do your homework, pay attention, and be prepared, because there's a big test coming. And it's all about this right here. It's about transmutation of the soul. Because all of this old baggage that's been dumped on us by the churches, it ain't going to work in the new age. Transmutation of the international monetary system, philosophy of metrics. Everything's going to change. Because it's happening in the sign of the government, in the sign of Saturn, which rules Earth, in the cardinal Earth sign. It's going to take down the church. It's going to reform the church. It's going to reform government. It's going to reform the money, right? Jupiter moves out of the system first. So that's going to leave Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn. And they both take a while. Now, Pluto travels from 0 to 3 minutes a day and takes approximately 248 years to travel through all 12 signs. So there's no way that this can happen for everybody in one lifetime. This takes 248 years to happen. Okay, staying in each one from 14 to 30 years. Why from 14 to 30? Because of retrograde systems. Now, when this hits, when Pluto moves into Capricorn and it hits, it's going to take 30 years to complete this event. That is 1.5 Jupiter-Saturn conjunctions. Okay? So, it already started in Virgo. You've seen it in your charts. Now, it took 14 to 30 years just to complete the first part. And this is a 3-staged event. It's the waking them up, the changing them, and then you step into the new age. And nobody's going to be able to step into that that's not ready. Transmutation. Now look at here when it was used. It peaked right after 1850. So we're talking about Civil War right here. There was a big transmutation of society right here, okay? I'm not sure where Pluto was at that time, but this word transmutation peaked then. And then we had another one right after World War II here, 1950. We had a slight peak, and then boom, nobody's talking about it. They're hiding it. They're changing all the rules of the game. Going into the World War I and World War II here, big slump, coming out, going into the founding of the State of Israel right here, and then boom. So that tells me, unless there's a major wake up and transmutation and understanding what this means, there's a lot of people just are not going to make it. And that's a really, really sad. But unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. There's nothing we can do about our damn selves except for get in the know. And I don't mean half know. A half truth is a lie. Damn, you need to know. You need to know this is coming. You need to know it's about you. Sorry about that again. Interruption number 2. I can tell when a video is important because spirits, the bad spirits, keep trying to interrupt me on it. But again, when we're talking about transmutation, the supposed alchemical process of changing base metals into gold, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to purify our spirits, purify who we are at the deepest essence. That's why we can't walk in fear. Please don't do that again.
We need to walk in love. You can't be afraid. Don't worry about your loved ones, because in the end, everybody's going to make it, right? It's just we all go through this process a little differently. It's not the same for everybody. But there are those of you that are showing up on my channel, and I know it's for a reason. We all have this same connection to this earth thing. We're all thinking the same way. We know something's up, but we don't know what. This is what's up. And I'm telling you when it's coming down, and I've showed you how long it's going to take for this particular process to be complete. And then we'll be gold. That's why they're going to call it the Golden Dawn and the Golden Age. And so the whole point is to move into that before it's done for you. Now, comments. Jada made an excellent one. That is completely true. Everything and everyone that isn't helping with my growth is removed out of my life one way or another, whether or not I like it. Yes, we must do it for ourselves or suffer the consequences of having it done for us by destiny. We can do it the easy way, which is what I'm trying to do, or the hard way, but it will get done. Now, you can't just snatch somebody up and tell them, you got to do this, you need to do this, because, and I understand you want to do it because you love them, but you must be wise as serpents, but gentle as doves. Now, a serpent is wise enough to be subtle. You don't even see them coming. So the best advice I can give you is, again, the same thing I've been telling you. Be the example. Be the best you that you can be. Walking in love, without fear. And when they see the change in you, when you start to turn into this gold, this philosopher's stone, then they will want that as well, and they will follow you. Right now, in this process, those of you who are showing up here, there are no doubt in my mind, you are being groomed to be leaders, especially you Capricorns. You Virgos are going to initiate this transmutation. Now, Taurus and the fixed earth, those are give and take. I'm giving that 50-50 either way, because some people who are Taurus, you can't tell them nothing. They're bullheaded. They think they know it all. And so they will walk through it the hard way. Does that make sense to you? To where Virgo is mutable, that means pliable, that means changeable. So with Pluto there initiating all of it, you will change, but it's going to be easier for you than it will for those that are Taurus. What about the other signs? I haven't got that far yet. All I know is the earth signs are leading the way into this, the right way, not the bad way, not into nuclear war, or not into this transhumanism instead of transmutation of the soul. They want to transmute the flesh to fit their wicked souls, and it's not going to work. It's going to be a crash and burn, a trauma and drama, a lot of pain going on in the physics of it. But it is the alchemical process is the best. What's the outcome? The outcome is called the alchemical wedding. The alchemical wedding. Okay, and that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. But we're talking about a philosopher's stone on a galactic scale. It's coming from above to below. When it gets here, it's going to move inward into your hearts, into your minds, into your souls. If you stay in your heart will become gold. If you do not, your heart will become a simple stone, a heart of stone. And you know, you've dealt with those kind of people. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So this is not for everybody. You can't just go shoving this on people. They will find their way here on their own. Okay? And they'll find where they need to be. Nobody's going to get left out. It's just a process. All right? I love you all. Walk in love.